Hello and welcome to the video. This is a bit of radio control news. This has been released to the public today. I've been lucky enough to have it in my hands for a couple of weeks. I'm sure you're going to see lots of other content creators talking about it, as it has literally just been released as I'm releasing this video. This has HDZero printed on it, but it's a radio. Yep. This is a sign that things are changing at HDZero, and DivMath, the people behind them, are investing in the brand and building an ecosystem rather than just keeping it as a HDFPV solution. Now, HDZero has been one of the darlings of quad racers for quite a long time. It's probably got the lowest latency of any of the HDFPV systems, and a lot of pilots love it and fly it. Obviously, you have things like the walk snail and the DJI system, and you have lots of competition as well. But every time I talk about things like HDFPV, there's a lot of pilots who are flying HDZero who absolutely love it. Now, I came into the HDZero experience back probably about 6 years ago. Fat Shark at the time were dealing with HDZero in its kind of embryonic product phase, and they were working with HDZero, and Fat Shark were trying to create their own HD FPV system. And if you remember from back then, if you were watching videos like this, there was something called Shark Bite and Bite Frost, and they had lots of effort, and a lot of effort and money was ploughed into the HDZero technology that ultimately didn't go anywhere with that particular relationship. They parted ways, and HDZero kind of started selling the technology off their own bat. And it's been that way pretty much ever since. However, if you look at the technology that's available from HDZero, if you look at their data tool, there's actually quite a lot of stuff. There's lots of VTXs available, different types, flavors and sizes and prices, as well as some professional grade kit. And if you get hold of the latest and greatest one, the last tab is for this thing. This is the radio. Now, about a year ago, a guy called Ryan became the company president, and Ryan is a pilot in his own right. And I was lucky enough, Ryan and I had a really nice chat for about an hour on the call before he sent me this radio to have a look at, because I was really interested in what were they thinking about as HDZero, the brand, when it's HDFPV, making something like an ExpressLRS radio. And don't worry, we will get to this in a minute. HDZero as a brand are working to develop an entire ecosystem aimed at making it as easy as possible for pilots to get hold of the HDZero HDFPV system, radios like this and other technology, and it all just work together and take out a lot of the complexity that's there in other systems, where normally a radio like this would be running, if it had a little screen on it, something like HDTX. But this one doesn't run HDTX. It's actually designed to be really super simple to set up, to bind to your ExpressLRS quad, and to get flying. And I really applaud that as an idea, because one of the things I hear about regularly is how complicated the modern hobby is, with all the electronics and software and firmware that you have to learn about. And trying to simplify stuff to make it more plug and play, but still basing it on the open standards so you're not locked into anything, is a really good idea. It's similar to the stuff that people like Trappy and TBS were doing with their Crossfire ecosystem, but with a HDZero badge on the top. Now, the idea of a pocket radio with ExpressLRS inside it, without HDTX actually, isn't new, but having a brand like HDZero enter the radio market is really interesting. And it's also a nice price point of around $60 US as well, which is very similar to things like the Beta FPV Light Radio 4 that I looked at recently. So the headlines on this, well, first and foremost is this is a 250 milliwatt ExpressLRS radio with full configurability via the onboard menus. Has one touch button to open the ExpressLRS configuration. I'll show you that in a minute. You can change things like the packet rate, telemetry settings, the output power, and the VTX settings, because one of the things that HDZero have been doing for a while is using the backpack in the radio to dynamically change the channel and band in your goggles. There's a press and hold shortcut with the ExpressLRS button for binding, so that makes it super easy as well. But there is a full ExpressLRS menu hidden away for more advanced users. The built-in OLED is very easy to see and read, however it is quite small. I'll talk about that in a minute. It's a bit of an eye test if you're over 45. And because it's designed to be part of the HDZero ecosystem, it does have the VTX admin built into this, so you can change that band, channel and power without touching your aircraft. They're positioning this as a starter radio or as an ideal second radio or travel radio, with it being so small, compact and lightweight, with the sticks that you can take out and stow in the back, but without sacrificing full ExpressLRS control, and also being a great option if you want a buddy box for teaching somebody to fly using the trainer jack at the bottom. Specs on this again is the HDZero radio, only available in white, 2.4 GHz. ExpressLRS transmission power in milliwatts is 10, 25, 50, 100 or 250 milliwatts. Display is a 0.96-inch OLED, up to 10 channels. The battery internally is a 4000 mAh LiPo, and it charges at 5 volt 2 amps. Dimensions on this are 165 by 128 by 68 millimeters, and the weight is about 270 grams. So let's go through the switches and controls that are actually on the radio. First is we have a power button. Pressing and holding that until the HDZero logo either appears or disappears will turn it on. We have a 4-way joystick, which also is an enter button. These two small little joysticks here are the trims for the throttle, rudder, elevator and aileron. Underneath we have the DSC jack for trainer. Trainer is something that you can do via Bluetooth or via a cable. We have the USB-C port, which can be used to connect it up to your computer if you want to use it with something like a simulator. Also used to charge the onboard battery and do things like firmware updates too. And then we have our ExpressLRS button that will take you into the ExpressLRS menu, but also going to do things like binding too. Sticks are quite nice. This naturally fits in your hand, surprise, surprise, like a game control, and your fingertips. If you're used to playing with things like PlayStation or Xbox controllers, this is going to feel incredibly familiar to you. Thumbers, you know what, you can get into every single corner, no problem at all with your thumbs. Pinchers actually isn't bad either, because there's not a lot of meat around here. It's not particularly deep. There is a swell here at the top, which kind of helps you keep hold of it, and you can keep hold of it with one hand, and it balances really nicely from the neck strap. But the switches on the top, we have a latching for SA, SB is a 3-position, SC is a 3-position, and SD is latching, and then SF is latching and SE is momentary. So most pilots are probably going to use the combination of this is a pre-arm, this is an arm, and then we've got flight modes, flip over after crash, and some other pieces too. In terms of how you use it, this is where it gets really interesting, because we're not in HTX land here. So if we power it on, hold it until it does that, just move it so that I need to recalibrate the sticks again because I've just done an update. You get this really cute little screen. It doesn't flicker in real life. That's just one of those wonderful things thanks to the frame rate of the camera. But you can kind of scroll through. This screen here is showing you the trim positions, but also the positions of the actual sticks themselves. You also get information on here about the battery level and also things like the receiver strength, all that kind of jazz. If we move across, we get actual values for the channels themselves, so you can see the exact channel values. Flick it over again and we come into this kind of mini menu where you can just kind of keep going left and right and going through these 3 screens. On this one, if we go up and down, we can change the channel map, calibration, change the battery settings, the startup checks, the timer settings, DSC and trainer port settings, update the firmware, or reset the settings. So this is actually where you would do a lot of the setup bits and pieces that you normally do in HTX. And it's very, very simplistic, and it kind of steps you through. So rather than you have to learn all about HTX in order to use ExpressLRS, you really don't have to. When you're ready to do your ExpressLRS stuff, then if we just briefly press the button at the bottom, that is going to take us into the ExpressLRS menu. It's ExpressLRS 362, and in here we can actually then go in and we can start to change all of the individual settings and also do the binding and other pieces as well. By default, in this particular version of the firmware, It's set at 50 milliwatts, 250 hertz, but again, this is a 250 milliwatt radio with all the goodness turned on. To come out of it, just press the button once again briefly, and you're back into the main radio mode. So it's very simple and intuitive to use, and I guess that's what HDZero has tried to do with this, so that you don't have to be an expert in the operating system on the radio in order to bind to a quad and fly it around. So there is a lot that I like about this radio. This is very similar to lots of these other style radios that are kicking around, but I love the fact that we have a halfway house between having a really dumb radio where you use a PC application to actually configure stuff. That means that if you need to change something at the field, it gets complicated, and the full HDX radio where you might have to watch a dozen videos in order to be able to navigate around and set things up. I like the compact design, and I like the fact that it comes in a case. That's going to protect it when you're out and about. You can stick it in a backpack and it isn't going to get broken. I do like actually the holder for the gimbal sticks. I like the way that they unscrew from the gimbals and into the holders at the back. It gives a much more secure hold while you're messing around with these sticks, because I have lost more than I care to admit to playing with these at the field. They fall into the grass at your feet and you never see them again. I would recommend painting them bright orange to give you a chance when you're stood on grass to be able to find them when they fall out your hand. I like the fact we have trainer mode and joystick via Bluetooth, and also a cable too, so you can plug this into a computer like you can most of these radios and use it with a simulator. I like the fact that they've set up backpack control to change the goggles and the settings on your HDZero stuff. And I like the fact that we've still got trim buttons as well, and that it fits so nicely into your hands and suits both thumbers and pinchers. Only a couple of things to be aware of. It is a super tiny screen, as already alluded to. If you are over 40, you're probably going to struggle to read it, so you're going to have to take your glasses to the field. But if you're a younger person, you know what, it's probably going to be fine. However, once it's set up, you're probably not going to be looking at that screen anyway. You're just going to power on the radio, power on your quad, and you're going to be ready to rock and roll. Sticks that have come with this one are not height adjustable. The height's actually pretty good in my humble opinion. I would probably put them down a millimeter or two for my own personal preference, but to be honest, they probably suit most pilots. It does have an inbuilt antenna here at the top, so be aware of that. That's not going to be to everyone's taste. See my recent video on horizontal antennas are not my favorite, but they're fine for closer in park flying. Does have an inbuilt battery, so you can't swap that out if you've been there at the field all day and this thing starts to get low on battery. You're just going to have to plug it into a 5-volt supply in the USB-C port at the bottom and just have a cup of tea and wait for it to charge up. No bay for a module, obviously, which is pretty standard on these very small radios. And because this is a new operating system on this, you might have to take 10 minutes just to familiarize yourself with how everything is done. Now, this is aimed at quad pilots. This is not a controller aimed at those of us who really like lots of fixed wings. There simply isn't enough buttons or switches, but aimed squarely at quad pilots. This is going to work great as a pocket radio for flying your quad, or as a second radio to teach another person to fly. But for me, the far more interesting thing, and I mentioned this in the beginning, is in terms of the goals and ambition for the HDZero ecosystem. It would appear that this is part of a plan for a whole integrated system designed to be easier to use. And it would give pilots who've invested in HDZero a level of comfort that this is something that's here to stay and being invested in and building out, rather than something that's going away anytime soon. I don't think this radio is aimed at their existing HDZero user base, because most of the pilots flying already will have some form of radio, and I guess those pilots would be interested in this maybe as a second radio or something for the smaller models where they don't want to take a larger model to the field. This radio is going to be really interesting to those who want to access the technology, fly HDFPV with HDZero, use ExpressLRS and all those things without having to read a manual and spend 20 hours watching YouTube videos. I love the idea that this is designed out the box to be more plug and play and just work with stuff. Less time playing and more time flying. I'm going to keep an eye on what's next in this ecosystem and let you know when I get something that I can share. But this is really interesting that HDZero, like so many other brands out there like SpeedyBee and others, are now getting their elbows out and building off a very successful initial set of products into all kinds of other things as well. Thank you for watching my video. Check out the playlist, and adding Painless 360 to your search terms will help you find my content. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps a lot. You can support the time I spend here answering questions and helping others by using the links in the video description.